The differences between new and old condo is actually,
Just now you mentioned about the outdoor seepage. How will they notice?
touch wood, for example, if you moved in few months down and the heater start to leak, right? We might have to tear down the whole ceiling to get the heater down.
Hi everyone, welcome to our 4th episode of Coffee Talk with DIC. Today we'll be covering 4 topics too. So the first one will be things to take note, the differences between the new and old condos, the do's and don'ts, and definitely the last one will be the duration of the renovation. Okay, so today's first question is things to take note. So ladies, what do you think?
Okay, first point for condos older than 15 years old will preferably to run the water pipes and also the electrical wirings. Second point will be to look out for the water seepage for the inner wall and also outer wall. Yeah, so maybe can look out for any yellow spots inside the house. Yeah, because that is due to the waterproofing things. Okay, then after that, for condo pipes, right, they are concealed. So if let's say we are hacking the wall tiles, then we will need to replace them. Then for aircon pipes also are concealed. So if let's say we hack the wall, we will need to replace the aircon drainage pipes, especially it's usually inside the toilet area.
Okay. Just now you mentioned about the outdoor seepage. Let's say if the existing owner, right, they want to sell the house, they definitely will do the repaint of the whole house. How will they notice to figure it
That
out?
will help, especially if let's say it rain, right?
Yep.
So you can try to do that to place your hand on the wall to try whether are the walls cold. If not, right, actually there's a moisture device that
Oh,
owner
you mean we can buy in the market?
Yeah, can buy. I think those devices are quite cheap now. So
Okay.
maybe they can, if they are worried about this, they can try to get one and do the test also.
Because it seems like out of 10 condos, right, resale condos, right, got this seepage problem. So I feel like if you really want to use your naked eyes to have a look at the ceiling and walls, right, I feel we can't really detect the issue. So I think a good point from you, like you say, can buy those kind of device.
Yep.
So for older condos, right, usually the water heaters are actually hidden inside the false ceiling. So usually during renovation, we will recommend to replace the heater, mainly because in older condos, sometimes the heater are much bigger. So for instance, if let's say we don't change it now, and touch wood, for example, if you moved in few months down and the heater start to leak, right, we might have to tear down the whole ceiling to get the heater down, because sometimes it's only a access panel, so only a person can pop up, and the heater sometimes might be a very longish one. So usually we'll do advice to change, because sometimes we can check on the whether it's leaking or not, but sometimes very hard to see.
Okay, so we would advise them to have a change since they are already doing the reno, right?
Because it's quite a messy work if we want to take down the whole false ceiling. Then also one thing to note, right, for older condos, the ceiling or even the walls might be quite uneven. Yeah, because of previously how they were actually built up. Sometimes you can even see the shape of the bricks. Yeah, so if let's say it's very particular, we will actually recommend to do a plastering to create a more even finish ceiling or even walls. Because sometimes you might have lights hitting on the wall and you start seeing the waves.
waviness, right? Right.
And for older condos, sometimes we are actually free to play around with the space more. So if let's say we want to hack down the wall, PE endorsement are actually required to submit to the management before we actually do the hacking.
Okay, the second question is the differences between the new and old condos.
The differences will be for the budget. If let's say new houses, right? If let's say you are going to just do furniture, of course it will be cheaper. But if let's say a resale condo, you will need to maybe do a lot of hacking and all because of the layout, depending on your needs and requirements. So you might hack walls or that. So you have to cater more budget on that. Then for space-wise, older condos will have bigger space.
Compared to new
yeah,
ones,
I
okay.
think that we all know. Yeah, so new condos are more restricted to small spaces, small room. Yeah, so I have to keep that in mind also.
Okay. So there is also lesser rules, right, to take note of for resale condos?
So if let's say new condos, we will have this waterproofing issue that we have to take note. Yeah. So for older condos, you can just hack and do a retiling.
And the differences between new and old condo is actually, if let's say for older condos, we might actually hack walls, and we can actually have rewiring. So we can actually have the flexibility of relocating the DB box. Yeah. So, and for newer condo, actually, for instance, you don't really see a lot of pipes because they are actually boxed up nicely behind the tiles. Whereas for older condos, you will see more of exposed pipes. And sometimes their beam are quite chunky and bulky.
Okay, so the third question will be the do's and don'ts.
So, like we shared previously, so actually for newer condo or the older condos, because they actually have a management, so the things are actually quite similar. So firstly, at the balcony area, we are not allowed to do any built-in fixture, yeah, because they want to have the facade outlook. Then secondly, the balcony cannot be enclosed with windows. So zip track, for older condos, sometimes you might need to check with the management because they do have their rules as well. And lastly, for the high ceiling condos, right, only 5 square meter are permitted at one area. Yeah.
So how big is the 5 square area?
5 square meter is roughly around the size of 2 queen size bed.
That's the max they can build, right? Okay. And do they need a PE to endorse for this 5 square meter?
For 5 square meter, if it's within the 5 square meter, actually not required.
Okay. So it's anyway, you can't do more than 5, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Then for the do, you can do zip track and invisible grills at the balcony area. So that one still have to check back with the management, yeah, to make sure that they are approved by doing so, and of course they have a color code and fabric color to follow. Okay. Then for the gate, the main gate, we can do also, yeah, but also to go to the management to look for the approved design and color.
Okay.
Okay. Then the last one will be the window film. So for window films, right, same thing, go to the management because everything you have to go to the management to seek approval, and they will have a color code to follow. So for window film is also the same. So they have a preferred color that you can go to. There's a certain percentage.
Okay.
And the tint of it, yeah.
So of all what we mentioned, right, is really to go back to the MA, right? If
Yes.
homeowners wanted to do anything. So don't be too reckless to do first, then go and apply. So that is not
Correct.
the correct way.
Correct.
Apply first, then do.
Yeah, have
It's
to seek
safer that way.
approval. Yes, correct.
Okay. So the last questions will be on the duration of the renovation.
For the duration of the renovation, right, this one will depends on the design, of course, and the amount of works that we are doing. So typically, it will be around 8 to 10 weeks for the lesser works, the easier ones lah. Then if let's say there's any hacking or tiling or more complicated design, then it will be maybe 12 to 14 weeks or more.
Also depending, because some of the management, they do have like a rest time frame, like between 12 to 2, no works are allowed. And some is like PHE, also no works are allowed. So that will actually shorten the weeks by a lot.
Okay. But of all clients' participation in this also very important, right?
Yes, like how fast they can make decision to let things move, things like that is very important in our timeline also.
For instance, also sometimes if let's say we are doing tiling works and the tiles are actually imported from other countries, sometimes the duration actually are prolonged because waiting for the tiles.
Or the deliveries and all. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of our 4th episode. Please look forward to our 5th episode. See you!